The objective of this lesson is to observe and describe the properties of triangles, including the properties of right triangles. In second grade, students became familiar with different types of triangles. In this lesson, fourth grade students will be able to describe properties of a special kind of triangle, a right triangle. In this lesson, we are going to use these angle legs for the sides of triangles that we create. Notice that the different colors are different lengths. If a triangle has 2 or 3 sides that are the same color, that means that the lengths are the same. If the sides are different colors, then we know that the sides are different lengths. So let's begin with several different triangles that we have constructed. How could we sort these triangles? One way might be by looking at the sides. We could group triangles that have no congruent sides, those with 2 congruent sides, and those with all 3 sides congruent. We could also group them by their angles. In this arrangement, these are the triangles with 3 acute angles. These have 1 obtuse angle and 2 acute angles. And our final group has 1 right angle and 2 acute angles. This particular group is a group of right triangles. A right triangle is a triangle where one of the angles measures exactly 90 degrees. Take a look at the following group of right triangles. What do you notice? We are looking for specific properties of right triangles. One observation is that the leg opposite the right angle in all these triangles is the longest side. Is this always true? Let's experiment by taking 2 purple legs and constructing a right angle. Then take a yellow leg to close the triangle. This is just a little bit shorter than the purple. You can see that this leg will not connect at the endpoints and close the triangle. Well, instead of shorter, what if it was the same length? If we make the side opposite the right angle the same length as the other 2, we still cannot close the shape unless we change the angle measure to less than 90 degrees. But then it would not be a right triangle anymore. So right triangles cannot have 3 congruent sides. Let's try legs of different lengths. A yellow and purple to form the right angle. If we choose a length that is shorter than those for the side opposite the right angle, again it will not close the shape and make a right triangle. But what if it were equal to one of the other sides? If I trade the red for a purple side, which is equal to the other purple side, it still will not form a right triangle. So we can generalize that the side opposite the right angle must be longer than the other 2 sides in all right triangles. Now take a look at the following triangles. Based upon what we learned, can you identify which are right? Sometimes the right angle of a right triangle is marked with a square in the angles, such as in the blue one. However, at other times you will need to use other tools such as a protractor to determine if the angle is exactly 90 degrees. For example, the gray triangle looks like it's right, but we need to see if the angle measures exactly 90 degrees. Since it does, we know that it is a right triangle. It is easy to see that the green triangle is not a right triangle because all 3 angles are clearly acute. But what about the orange triangle? This one has 2 acute angles and the other appears to be 90 degrees. However, if we use a protractor to measure it, you can see that it is actually larger than 90 degrees, making it an obtuse angle. So this is not a right triangle either. What about the yellow triangle? This is one that students often miss because it is oriented or turned a different direction. Using a protractor, we can see the right angle is the top angle. Encourage your child to turn the triangles if necessary to better evaluate the size of the angles. As your child identifies triangles, have them explain how they know they are correct. The objective for this lesson was to observe and describe the properties of triangles, including the properties of right triangles. We met this objective by experimenting with different side lengths and angle measurements to create right triangles.